School can be very stressful, especially towards the end of the year. The sun is shining and more leaves are growing back, so all of our friends want to spend more time outside. However, for high schoolers in New York, regions come up in June. Now is the time to get yourself organized and manage your time. This allows you to be the most productive you can be. My name is Kennedy Bailey, and this is the After Class Podcast. Time management is a very important skill to have. There are so many benefits from this, such as improved focus and productivity, as well as quality of work. Being organized leads to time management. Time management is the process of planning, organizing, and prioritizing daily activities or even big events. You can make more out of your day with more opportunities because you won't be wasting so much time on unnecessary tasks. The first and most important thing is to set goals correctly. To set goals correctly, the best thing you can do is make those goals attainable, relevant, and timely. Next, you want to prioritize wisely and set aside time to complete tasks. Setting time limits can help you be more focused and efficient. You can also take a break from the tasks because when we work without a break, it becomes harder to stay focused and motivated. On breaks, you can take a walk, take a nap, or meditate to give your body a rest. Make sure to utilize calendars and planners because they're essential to time management and organization. Planning ahead is super important. A habit to consider would be, at the end of the day, go and write out your to-do list for the next day. This way, you can get a jump start to your day. Most of the time, when we don't plan ahead, it's really easy to go back and forth or backtrack. Time management helps reduce stress and anxiety by avoiding procrastination. I was given the opportunity to interview a teacher here at BMC, Mr. Peck, about time management. Why is it important to manage your time appropriately?
Because time is the most precious resource we have. It's even more valuable than money. And I always tell people this. If you were dying and you knew you were going to die in the next 10 days and you had $1 million, but if you gave the $1 million up, you could live longer, you'd give that up in a heartbeat. So time is way more valuable than money. It's the most valuable asset that we have is time.
And can you give me an example of when time management has helped you with an activity or event?
Oh yeah, coaching baseball. There's so many things, so many moving parts, so many daily changes, so many this, so many that. So I have to utilize time management with that as well. Otherwise, it would be chaos. Along with my teaching, I have to have lesson plans for my teaching as well, because then that's how I know where I need to go.
What's the most effective time management strategy that helps you avoid distractions?
A long time ago, I had somebody tell me that probably what would work best for me is making lists. So for me, I like to have a list of things that I need to do. So very often I will have things, little pieces of paper which I have written down, and I check them off as I get them done. That's probably my most effective. I like lists. I usually am running around with a list somewhere.
How do you think time management boosts productivity?
Well, you don't waste it. The time is valuable and you don't waste it. It would be like having $1 million, and if you didn't take good care of that and you just kept letting things squander the money, and then you'd end up broke. So when you have certain things, you have time frames that they have to get done in, and if you don't get everything done in, well, there you are.
Is there any tips that you could give to avoid procrastination?
Well, I think people have to find what works for them.
Yeah.
Okay. But again, I like to have things written down and make a list rather than, especially at my age, if I try to keep them in my head, I forget half of them. So I have to have them written down. But when you're younger, your memory's better, but still it's easy to forget things. And prioritize would be the other thing, to put things, sometimes there's not enough time in the day to do everything. And my dad used to tell me that you make a list so big that you can't possibly get everything done in one day. And so then there's always things you got to bump to the next day, but that keeps you moving and it keeps you from stalling out.
Have you ever had to leave a task unfinished?
Yeah, unfortunately that happens from time to time, and it bugs me, it drives me nuts, but sometimes that's just the way it is. Sometimes there's, I like everything done yesterday. And sometimes it's just not possible. Sometimes I'm not realistic. Sometimes my time frame for things has not been realistic, and then I get really frustrated when I can't get everything done. But yes, I've had to do that before.
Organizational skills are your ability to effectively manage your time, prioritize, set goals, and create plans to achieve those goals. Having things planned and scheduled can remove unnecessary tasks from your day. Staying organized can help you meet deadlines and make a positive impression on employers and colleagues. After a written interview with Miss Levine, I learned how she manages to keep herself organized even on her busiest days. Miss Levine believes it's crucial to be organized with anything you do, especially if you do different things, because it helps you prioritize what needs to be addressed first. Every time she has organized something, it has benefited her in some way. If something is not organized, it hinders the success of an event. Miss Levine has organized parties, fun nights, dances, tournaments, fundraisers, and banquets. Being the athletic director here at Brush and Moira as well, she uses a planner to write all of her tasks. This helps her to not forget activities. With rescheduled games and bus departures, tools such as this become very useful. Organization and time management go hand in hand with one another. You cannot be organized without having time management skills, and you cannot have time management skills without being organized. These skills are very important to have because it allows you to be more efficient throughout your day. Thank you for tuning in to the After Class Podcast.